Hey friends, I am going to share two interesting stories about two people who you may have heard of. The first person is Warren Buffett. Do you know when Warren was born, America was going through the Great Depression. The entire country was going through a financial crisis. In fact, even before his first birthday, the bank his family had put all their savings into got closed, because of which his family went broke. As a result, he saw a lot of poverty. There were times when his family didn't even have money to eat. His father worked whatever job he could get to earn a living. His mother often slept without having dinner. Warren grew watching his family's financial struggles. That is why he started earning from a very early age. He used to buy packets of chewing gums from his grandfather's grocery store and make a profit of 0.02 cents per packet. After that, he went door to door selling Coca-Cola bottles, where he used to make a profit of 5 cents. As a child, he told himself that he will either become a millionaire by the age of 35 or will kill himself by jumping off a building in the city. We all know the story from there. How he entered into the stock market and made billions of dollars from there, because of which all of us talk so much about him. He belonged to a below average family. He didn't have a degree from a fancy college, but still he is among the top richest people in the world. At the age of just 21, his net worth was $20,000. He became a millionaire after 12 years at the age of 33, and at the age of 55 he made it to the $1 billion mark, and today his net worth at the age of 92 is more than $100 billion. This was the first story. Now the second story is about Sushil Kumar from Bihar, who won 5 crore Indian rupees in the 5th season of Kaun Banega Crore Party. Now it is only obvious for someone to think that after having won 5 crore Indian rupees, his life would go on smoothly. But it didn't happen. In fact, Sushil says that the most difficult time of his life started only after winning 5 crore Indian rupees. He himself told this. He said that 2015 and 2016 were the most difficult years of his life. After having won a show like KBC, he became a celebrity in his village, because of which he had to get involved in approximately 10 to 15 small programs every month. As a result of which he wasn't able to focus on his studies, which he previously thought of. He was very serious about the media, because of which he invested his prize money into different businesses so that he could show the media how well he was doing. At the same time, after having won KBC, he started making a lot of donations. He donated around 30,000 Indian rupees to 40,000 every month, because of which sometimes the donations went to scams, and because of that his relationship with his wife started going bad. She started speaking with him in an ill-mannered way about how he doesn't know how to handle money. He himself says that it was somewhat true. It was because of these reasons that he gradually lost all the money he won, and now he is preparing to becoming a teacher again. Look friends, in both these real-life stories, both of them were poor to begin with and started their lives with very little money, but where one became the richest person in the world, the other is kind of still poor, and this story teaches a lesson that getting a lot of money at once is not the solution. Many billionaires say this thing that being rich or poor is not just about earning money. It is a state of mind. Napoleon Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich, says that there must be a burning desire inside you in order for you to become successful. Robert Kiyosaki says that there must be some financial literacy in you. Whereas the author of Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel, says, and quote, poor people don't want to be rich, they like the idea of being rich, and quote, which often doesn't let them be rich even after earning a lot of money. That is why I am going to share some mentality with you guys that creates all the difference, because of which you can say that a person can become like Warren Buffett even after being poor initially, and on the other, if he does not have that mindset, he will be always poor even after earning all the money. That is why please focus on these mindsets. The first we shall talk about is fixed mindset. The psychology professor of Stanford University, Carol Dweck, says there are two kinds of people in the world, ones who have a fixed mindset and the others who have a growth mindset. Only those who have the growth mindset become successful in their lives. Now, you may ask what the difference between the two is. Well, the psychologist formed two groups of students and gave some tasks to them. Both the tasks were of the same difficulty level, where both the groups performed well. However, after the tasks ended, the psychologist told one of the groups that they performed well because they were talented right from the childhood. They were born intelligent, and that is why they were able to do the task. With that, what she was trying to tell them was that their capabilities were fixed. It will always remain the same. On the other hand, she told the other group, you too performed well, but that was because you were hardworking, and that your learning capacity is pretty good. You adapt to things. You push your limits, and more so, that they assume that their level is not fixed. If they wish, they could take it up further. After telling such things, they were given some tasks again which was a lot more difficult than the first one. The results from the second task was shocking for the psychologist because the group that she told their talent was fixed and were talented since childhood didn't perform well. Whereas the second group that was told that they were hardworking and could push their limits to move ahead performed very well in the task. The conclusion of the experiment turned out to be that the people who develop the growth mindset and think that if they work harder, learn more and gain more knowledge they can bring about improvements in the result tend to get more successful in reality because they are of the growth mindset. Whereas the people who just assume that their capabilities are a lot limited, cannot go above a certain level no matter what they do. These types of people mostly lag behind. That is why the first thing is that if you want to become rich and achieve great things, then develop the growth mindset rather than the fixed mindset, which is mostly there in poor people. Poor people most of the times think that no matter how much they study or work hard, they can never become rich like the already rich people because the government is bad. They will have to misleading jobs and whatnot. They impose these limitations on themselves. Whereas those with the growth mindset know that becoming rich is a game which if they learn about and understand from a book or a mentor, they can win this game, which many a times they even do. Now, let's come to the second thing. Friends, when you shop on Amazon, in order to buy a product you have two options. The first one is add to cart and the other is buy now. There was a time when, while someone shopped online, in order to buy the product they had to put the item in the cart first. Then they had to put the address and the payment details. It was a long process, but in 1997, Jeff Bezos invented the one-click buy button, about which he said on just one click, you could buy your product without filling your previous address and payment details because those would get populated automatically. As soon as he did this, he could see better results. Today we use the updated version of that itself, where you start buying the product with just one swipe, which is very fast and simple. Now the interesting thing is that Jeff Bezos patented this technology in the year 1999, and he then let big companies like Apple, Google use it, against which he charged a fees, which is also called royalties. He just told the companies how such a system is made, against which he gets a royalties for life. The interesting thing is that in the last 20 years, from the royalties of the patent alone, Amazon has earned billions of dollars, which you can say is kind of a passive income, which is an extra income where he worked well once and is getting a lifetime income. This is not just limited to big companies. There are a lot of creative professionals and artists. They write books, make videos, sing songs, or create something against which they keep getting royalties afterwards. A good example of this is J.K. Rowling, who just wrote the Harry Potter book once but still gets royalty income from the Harry Potter movies and the merchandisers, because all these products have been created from her original idea. The point here is that the poor people, according to the author, most of the times are dependent on a single source of income, which they use to run their house and fulfill their wishes and everything, whereas rich people always focus on having multiple sources of income. For example, the founder of Wipro, Azim Premji, who owns 83.74% of the company and has 19.49 crores shares, makes around 30 crores every year just from the dividends, let alone the other sources of income, because of which a good cash flow is always generated. Likewise, when a person buys some stocks of a company, a lot of times they earn money in two ways. The first is that the equity, the value of which keeps growing, and the second is dividends, from which he keeps making money. Now if you too want to invest and increase your source of income, then mutual funds could be the best option for you, but most of the investors make a mistake while investing in mutual funds. They just look at the fund which is at the top, or the fund which is highest rated. They invest after looking at these things only, but the problem is that funds which are at the top changes every year. Now investing in these top funds which change every year, you sometimes cannot maximize your returns because a data says that is you've been doing this for the past 15 years, then you'd get 14% returns, which is barely more than the 13.5% returns of the Sensex. That is why ET Money Genius can help you here. ET Money Genius is a membership that gives mutual fund portfolios to investors according to their time horizon and risk appetite. Genius gives you such portfolios which are a mix of index funds which invest in small-sized, mid-sized, large-sized companies, international stocks and gold and debt too, and the mix is adjusted according to the market conditions so that you get better returns on every market conditions. If you had invested in a high-growth portfolio for any 7 years in the last 15 years, then you would have got an annual return of 16.1%. So if you want to enroll for the membership of ET Money Genius, then download ET Money from the description below. Let's come to the next point. Now, according to national survey where a research was carried out on all the employees in the USA. It was found that there was repetitive work in the jobs of 71% employees which they carry out every day repeatedly like a robot, as a result of which, only 15% people are happy and satisfied with their jobs. The remaining 85%, which means millions of people, hate their jobs, and the reason for this hate is that everyone wants to live their lives on their own terms and everyone wants to follow their set of rules. Likewise, most of the people hate their jobs because in some way or the other they're doing a job they are not interested in. They don't get to do what they actually want, because of which they waste their as well as the organization's time. Most people don't value time, because of which they never become rich enough. I've seen so many people who waste their time to save money. They waste half an hour for a free coupon or go to such a place where instead of half an hour end up wasting close to 2 hours to buy cheap stuff. Why they are doing this is because, either consciously or subconsciously, they're not valuing their time. On the other hand, if you look at all the rich people who achieve great things, know the value of time. They value their time a lot, even if they spend more in the process. They spend more money but spend time more cautiously, because they know the value of it, and that is why I even made a video and said that one of the most precious assets that you have is and is free of cost is your time, because money will come and go and you can always earn it again, but once your time is gone it never comes back. Every rich person understands this, whereas poor people don't get this. They would randomly waste time on the streets doing meaningless things, talking about useless people, or to kill time, because of which neither the value of their time increases, nor can they charge more for their time nor become rich. That is why you value your time unlike this. Just remember, Mark Zuckerberg took Facebook close to 1 million monthly users in 2004. His yearly revenue was $500,000. By the end of the year 2018, the number of monthly users of Facebook got to 2.32 billion, and that year the yearly revenue was $5.5 billion. Why was he able to do this? That was because he understood the value of time. The time that he utilized well has made him into an entrepreneur today. Those who are entrepreneurs work for even 60 hours a week, which is more than a job sometimes. They understand that if they work that long, their life would be perfect and would be able to achieve their dreams. That is why always try and understand the value of time, which is your most important asset. That's all for now. I told you these things with the help of these books. If you want to gain knowledge given in such books for free, then subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon and like, comment, share. Thank you for these good things that you keep doing. And lastly, if you want to download ET Money, then the link is given in the description. You can download it from there and start using it. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.